So, problem set for lesson 6. We started this yesterday. If I were to draw a picture of 1/4, that's a little too fat, but we'll see. So there's 1/4 and 1/3. Which one takes up the larger space?
1/3.
1/3. So that means the fraction in front is smaller than the fraction behind it. And in order to do that, you would have to know negative numbers. Okay? So we've got a different strategy. Kids, do you remember what we did yesterday?
Yeah.
What did we do?
We put the times in the 1 and 4.
Let's do it the first way. Okay? So what are we going to use to help us with this?
Break it down.
Well, sort of. We're gonna break this apart, but we're actually turning it into an improper fraction. So we're going to use the 1, but make it a fraction. So what would the 1 be as a fraction? 4/4. And then my fraction is 1/4. So what does that give me as an improper fraction? 5/4. And when we get down toward the bottom, I'll teach you the little trick if you weren't here yesterday. So now I can simply subtract. Is this option 1 or option 2? How do you know? You haven't memorized that 4 and 3, the smallest denominator is 12. I'm going to have to write kind of small here. Okay, so 5 times 3
15.
and 4 times 1 and 15 minus 4 is,
11.
and that's my answer. Okay, now Court and Nellie, the one you missed was simply this right here, but it wasn't with an improper fraction. So I don't think it's going to be very hard for you, okay? The only ones that are difficult are the ones where we don't use option 1 and we don't multiply the denominators, okay? So look at this one. Is 1/5 less than 1/3? Now here's how you can tell. The smaller the piece, the larger the number. The larger the piece, the smaller the number. So would you rather have 1/5 or 1/3 of a pizza?
1/3.
Totally, if you're a pizza lover like me, okay? So now we know we're going to have to use the 1. What would the 1 be as a fraction?
5/5.
5/5. So write that down. And what are we adding to it? 1/5. Which is 6/5. Minus 1/3. And 5 and 3. Option 1 or option 2? Option 1. So you can just multiply them together. Okay. Top down, bottom up. So 6 times 3 is, and 5 times 1 is, and we have, I noticed there's a lot less to do in subtraction problems.
Yeah.
Have you
This is
noticed
easy.
that? Yeah.
I like it better.
Okay, so let's take a look at C.
The 1 time.
Yeah, let's do the strategy I taught you. I'm going to write it bigger because it's so tiny on here. But when I was in 5th grade, you don't have to write it bigger. You can just do it on your paper. My teacher said there's a little trick to this, and it works every time. I can take 1 times 8 right here. In fact, sometimes we even circled it. Okay? So put your little multiplication sign there. Circle it if you think it's going to help you. So 1 times 8 is 8 plus 3. So 11/8. Okay, so that's a little trick. Now, do we need to do that for 3/8 minus 1/2?
Yeah.
Well, how many eighths is half?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do. What would half be for eighths? 4. So we know this is smaller than 1/2. So we're going to do 11/8 minus 1/2. Now this is not option 1. Did you already have that figured out?
Yeah.
Okay. Option 2. But I don't have to do the t-chart. My denominator is already there. Which one is it?
8.
8. Why? How do you know it's 8?
Because it's the smaller one.
Yeah, 2 goes into 8. So we're going to use 8. If you haven't written that, you need to write it now. And it's very important that you write everything. I don't know if the recording can hear me that far away, but we're going to find out. Okay, so when I use one of them that's already there, there's one fraction I don't have to change. 11/8. I don't have to change it. So I just get to put 11/8 there. And if you're someone who wants it to all look even, what are we going to multiply it by? 1. But you don't have to. And then 1/2 I am going to have to change.
Yeah.
So 2 times what equals 8? And whatever you do to the bottom, very good. So what is 11 minus 4? 7. Okay. Now if we would have used 16, we would have had to simplify it. Mrs. Lowry and I decided that it's easier if you don't have to simplify. Okay? So that's why we're choosing to do it this way. 2/5, is that less than 1/2? Yeah, how do you know?
Because you can't take half out of 5.
Well, you can take half of 5, but is it a whole number? No. 2.5, right? So I know this is less. So I'm going to use that little trick that I used. I'll write it down here. Oops, that should be a 2. Okay, so if I do 1 times 5, what's that?
5.
Plus 2, 7/5. And if you have trouble remembering the denominator, that's okay. Just go ahead and know that it's going to be the exact same number that you multiplied by. Okay? Minus 1/2. Okay? So 5 and 2. Is that option 1 or option 2 for finding the denominator? Okay? So Cody's right. It's option 1, which we love, don't we?
Yeah.
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 Okay, Eric, try and leave that stool alone. So top down, bottom up.
Yeah.
7 times 2, 5. Let me guess, it's 9/10.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything about these answers so far?
They're so close, always.
Yeah, really close. I think 13/15 was the only one that wasn't
Yeah.
1 away. Okay, let's turn it over and see what we've got next. Okay. Two sevenths and 1/3. That's close, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing we can do is just try it. Another thing you could do is take a calculator and do 2 divided by 7 and see what you get. Should we try that? Okay. So let me get the calculator out. Gosh, I hope I have one. Math tool.
1/3 times 2.
Okay. So let's see. So I'll just do 2 divided by 7. Where's the divided by? You think it's there? So that's 2800ths. Okay? You know how to read that number?
No.
Yes.
Just take off the rest of it and look at the 28 for now. Okay? Now, 1 divided by 3 equals 3300ths. So which one was smaller?
28.
2 sevens. Yeah, the 28. So that's how you can tell if you, most of you have a phone you're carrying around everywhere,
No.
right? No? Okay, lucky you. Okay. So I know I'm going to have to use the 1. So I'm going to do 1 times 7. What's that? 7 plus 2.
9.
So 9 sevenths. Minus 1/3. Option 1 or option 2 here?
Option 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Option 1.
So you're going to multiply the denominators. All right. So I made one mistake yesterday. Does anybody remember what it was? When I did top down, bottom
Oh,
up,
yeah, you did.
I accidentally did it on this problem,
this
didn't
time.
I?
I did that this
Uh-huh.
time.
You did that this-
I was like,
So we
it's
got to
less.
concentrate. We got to do it on the new problem.
And I was like, it's gonna be less.
Yeah. And then I caught myself because I almost did that earlier today. So make sure you do top down, bottom up on the new problem. So this is 27 minus 7. Oh, look at that.
I know.
So
It's
simple.
always one less.
Cortinelli, how you doing? You think you can do this without the whole number and not watch the video? I know.
Yeah.
I kind of think so too. Okay, look at the next one. 2/3 and 3/5. Oh gosh.
This is gonna be. This is gonna be close.
It's gonna be close again, isn't
The
it?
third is more.
Thirds is more. Should I get the calculator back out? It was kind of fun, wasn't it? He says no.
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay.
The last one.
So you think 3/5 is bigger?
No. It's
So
more.
3 divided by 5 equals 6/10. Okay. And 2 divided by 3 equals 6,600. So what do we get to do on this one?
Fairly large.
Yeah, we're just going to keep the 1. We don't have to use it. Okay? Now there's a couple ways to write it, but here's what I like to do. Put the 1 right there. I know I'm going to add it to whatever I get for my answer. And since this is option 1,
Finally did a whole.
yeah, let's just solve it. Skip. Remember, you're not looking at the 1, so get rid of the 1. Okay? All right, so what's the common denominator for 3 and 5? Okay. And then top down, bottom up. Oh my. Let's see. You're kind of rushing me, kids. Okay, so what's my final answer?
Not even close.
Very close. Well, that one isn't.
It would, because we had a whole one.
But it would be 16/15, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that's pretty close. All right, let's go down and see what we've got next. Oh, a word problem. Okay. Jean-Luc. Something like that. I feel like it's French.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I thought.
Jean-Luc? Jean-Luc? Okay.
It's
Okay.
John.
We got a lot of French experts in here, don't we?
Yep. No.
Okay. Jean-Luc jogged around the lake in 1 1/4 hour. William jogged the same distance in 5/6 hour. How much longer did Jean-Luc take than William in hours? So if it says how much longer, that tells me I'm going to do what? Subtract, okay? So let's start by writing the problem. William is obviously in better shape, right?
Obviously.
Obviously. So go ahead and write your problem. And then we're going to talk about the common denominator. So 4 and 6. This is option 2. You can't use a 4. You can't use a 6. But you don't want to use 24.
Because we can use them.
We can find a smaller one, and so we can work smarter, not harder. What is it?
12.
Okay. I feel like you're going to start having that memorized soon
I
because we've done it so many times. Okay. So that gives me, oh, what did I forget?
See what's bigger.
Yeah, see which one's bigger. Is 1/4 bigger than 1/5/6?
No.
So I got to do this. So it's going to be what? 1 times 4,
4.
so 5/4 minus 5/6.
So the
Okay, just a minute. So the common denominator is what?
12.
Okay. You want to try this one on your own? Okay. So you can't do top down, bottom up. You got to think 4 times something equals 12. Okay? Remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to do to the top. So go ahead and finish this problem and then we'll check it. Ethan, are you done with it? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start solving it so you can check it, guys, okay? Is that what you got?
Yes.
So 5/12 of an hour was the difference. All right. Good job
That
today.
don't have an